So, guys, Manchester United 5, Leicester City 2, full time from Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup, fourth round this evening, in which it was a perfect start for Ruud van Nistelrooy as Manchester United current interim manager following the departure of Erik ten Hag on Monday afternoon. A five-star performance from Manchester United was safely through to round four of the Carabao Cup. And so far, it's a 100% start for Ruud van Nistelrooy at Manchester United as long as he is here as our interim manager, with the news that it looks like Ruben Amorim will not be available for Manchester United to at least the next international break, which I think puts a little bit down on tonight because I was really excited to get the new manager in as soon as possible. But it looks like Manchester United have failed to agree a compensation deal to try and release Ruben Amorim from his Sporting Lisbon contract as their current manager any earlier. So looks like Ruud van Nistelrooy will be in charge to at least the next international break. So that'll be Chelsea, PAOK, and one more Premier League game before that international break. So yeah, it's a perfect start. I mean, it's never easy being an interim manager. It's never easy to take over from the current manager who was sacked. But I think, Ruud van Nistelrooy gets what Manchester United's all about, and that was by the style of play tonight. It was recognisable what Manchester United were trying to do. It's basically trying to outscore Leicester City. And I think where it went wrong for Leicester City, in my view, I think the amount of changes Steve Cooper made to that Leicester team tonight, he made 9 changes from Leicester City's team from the current game in their last Premier League fixture at home to Nottingham Forest. He made 9 changes for tonight's Carabao Cup game, and I don't really understand why Steve Cooper's team didn't try to go for it. I don't understand why they didn't try and beat this Manchester United team, because it would have put more misery on this football club. It would have put a lot more misery on Manchester United. I think the fans and supporters would have been feeling the effects a lot more if we wouldn't have won tonight. But I think the amount of changes really cost Leicester City in that game tonight. I think the 9 changes massively backfired. In my view, I wouldn't have made that many changes if I was a Leicester City manager. I would have gone with my full strength team. But again, Leicester City's priority is to stay in the Premier League. I don't think the Carabao Cup matters to a lot of clubs. For me, it's a pointless competition that not a lot of people really want to participate in. For me, it's a debate where does the Carabao Cup be kept, or is it about time that the Carabao Cup was scrapped? Because it does show that a lot of teams are taking it seriously and a lot of teams aren't really bothered by participating or trying to get any further in advancing into the latter stages of this competition. But we are in the last 8. We are in the quarterfinals, and hopefully we will get another easy draw following the Tottenham-Man City result, which is currently Tottenham 2, Manchester City 1. A few shocks tonight as well. Newcastle have beaten Chelsea. Aston Villa have lost at home to Crystal Palace. So Manchester United are looking like we could progress further a little bit more. And I think tonight it was a 5-star performance from Manchester United. I wasn't expecting a lot, if I'm going to be really honest. I wasn't expecting a lot from Manchester United. I wasn't really expecting us to score 5. I didn't know where the players were going to be at after the West Ham defeat, and I didn't know how it was going to go, because you're always very skeptical how it's going to go under another Dutch coach, because Ruud van Nistelrooy is Dutch. He's an ex-legend of this club. He's an ex-Dutch striker for the Dutch national team. And obviously he's a legend in his own right because of the records and the goals and the achievements that he's achieved in his amazing football career. And obviously tonight, I think you could tell by Ruud van Nistelrooy that we were going to take this quite seriously. I think he really wanted a response. I think he's got the players on side very, very quickly. And he's managed to get that Manchester United DNA across quite quickly, which is quite a big surprise, because obviously Manchester United didn't train till yesterday following the sacking of Ten Hag on Monday afternoon. So it's quite surprising Manchester United have played that well very, very early on under Ruud van Nistelrooy. And I think the major factor is it is a new manager bounce. You're obviously going to see Manchester United players all of a sudden start stepping up, and these Man United players start putting in the effort under a new manager who's basically not trying to hold us back. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is basically, we are trying to outscore the other team. We are trying to get the game won quite convincingly. And that is what we saw under the great Sir Alex Ferguson. We wanted to try and beat the other team and outscore them and win the game quite comprehensively. And I think that was the game plan tonight, was basically, let's take this game seriously. Let's get through to the fourth round and let's try and get the fans and supporters back on side, because the up and down season, it hasn't been good enough. It's not been acceptable. And I think we need to take these cup competitions seriously, because I think it's the only way Manchester United are going to find themselves back in any European competition for next season. Because if you look at the Premier League standings, we are way off where we need to be. We aren't going to get top four. There's a lot of people saying we will get top four. I completely disagree. I think top four's gone. If we can come away with the Carabao Cup, FA Cup and Europa League, I will happily take that as a successful season. And at least it's 3 trophies in the cabinet come the end of this current season. And I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is off to the perfect start. Obviously, he's done a good job getting Manchester United to where they are tonight based on the last 2 days and based on the last few this week so far. Obviously, he's tried to get his DNA and his approach quite quickly. And he's not afraid to make the big changes. He's not afraid to call things for what it is. And he's not afraid to use the better players in this team. Obviously, there were a few question marks from me, in my view, that I didn't really agree with the team sheet. I didn't really agree with the lineup. And I was questioning how we could be able to beat this Leicester City team. But I think Ruud van Nistelrooy probably took this game well. We didn't play well against West Ham. We were terrible at the weekend. We embarrassed ourselves yet again. I need to somehow change this team up and get the better players playing in their positions what I need them to do. And I think he's done that correctly so far. Obviously, time will tell how long Ruud van Nistelrooy will be in charge. But I think he got the team sheet okay. I don't think the starting lineup was that great, but maybe, it did pay off in the end. It did massively, massively paid off. And I think where it went wrong, also for Leicester, I think that goal from Casemiro, for me, goal of the season so far. Absolute blockbuster of an Old Trafford goal. We have seen so many great, great goals being scored at Old Trafford throughout all the years and through all the decades of being Manchester United fans. We have seen so many great goals scored at Old Trafford, not just from Manchester United, but from the opposition as well. But I think the goal from Casemiro was absolutely fantastic to get us in that lead, and the way he struck that ball. No goalkeeper in the world is stopping that. No goalkeeper is going to be able to save that. That was going in, no matter how hard or how soft that ball was hit. But the way Casemiro hit it, and I was expecting, Bruno Fernandes to take the ball and try and create another chance on the Leicester City goal. But obviously, he maybe have got that shot from Casemiro to leave it. But the way Casemiro just hit it and the way it just flew in, top bins, top corner, that for me is goal of the season so far. Absolutely sculpture of a goal. And I think that is where Leicester City's morale went. I think that's where Leicester City's heads dropped. And I think that's where Leicester City basically lost this game. I think they didn't really expect Manchester United to come up them all guns blazing. I don't think Leicester City expected this Manchester United performance tonight. I thought Leicester City probably thought, well, Manchester United are going to be quite lackluster. Manchester United are going to be all over the shop because obviously it's a new manager, it's a new way of playing. But I think Erik ten Hag got so many things wrong, and Ruud van Nistelrooy has got those things corrected quite early, which again is quite surprising that, these players all of a sudden have stepped up. They've scored 5 goals. We've basically smacked Leicester tonight. And it basically shows, well, if your players perform well, this is the type of performances you will get out of Manchester United. And again, for myself, I didn't know how this game was going to go because obviously it's been quite a rocky few days. It's been a rocky week and there's been a lot of ups and downs of this football club this season. But I was just happy the way we played because I think, when you see a blockbuster goal from Casemiro go in, you basically know it's going to be a good night. And I think, the goal was quite surprising. I don't think Leicester City expected Casemiro to hit the ball that good. I don't think Leicester City expected Casemiro to play as well as he did tonight. He looked like a completely different player, Casemiro, and we haven't seen that all season. I don't know where that Casemiro's been. It's quite surprising that all of a sudden, soon as Erik ten Hag fucks off, Casemiro comes out of his shell and Casemiro unleashes the buckles that possibly Erik ten Hag might have been holding these players back. I think Erik ten Hag was obsessed with clean sheets. I think Erik ten Hag was obsessed with trying to keep as many goals out as possible. And I think Eric Ten Hag didn't really get that Manchester United need to attack the opposition and create much play down through the wings, but also make sure that midfield is absolutely solid. But the goal is fantastic. I can't take anything away from Casemiro tonight. It was a phenomenal performance. The way he bossed and controlled that midfield is something that you don't see often from a Manchester United midfielder. You don't really see that type of performance. And I've not seen that type of performance from a midfielder since the Michael Carrick and Paul Scholes days. I've not seen that midfield bossed like that in ages. I've never seen that midfield being able to play like that. And I don't know where that's been. Again, maybe Eric Ten Hag was holding everyone back and he was trying to, keep clean sheets and basically wouldn't let the players unleash themselves onto the opposition. Maybe that was the big problem at this football club, that Eric Ten Hag was holding everything back. He wanted to control and boss that midfield, but play it with the same old players and refusing to change. And I think that is where Eric Ten Hag went wrong. And again, Casemiro has basically shown to Eric Ten Hag, up yours, that look what I can do with a better coach who's got the understanding of what the game should be about. And I think Ruud van Nistelrooy absolutely played a blinder tonight, starting Casemiro in that midfield, because you do get questions. Again, when I saw the team sheet and I saw we've only gone with one centre attacking midfielder, it does really, really worry you, because again, a bit of a blow. We have lost Christian Eriksen to injury. I don't know what type of injury Eriksen's picked up, but Eriksen is out injured again for Manchester United. It is a big blow because we are now down to the nitty gritty of the midfield options we've now got. And we now only have Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes. That's all we've got. And again, that will probably be the midfield option and the midfield trio that Ruud van Nistelrooy will have to go with on Sunday against Chelsea, again at Old Trafford in the Premier League on match day 10, because we've got no midfielders left. And I questioned how two CDMs are going to be able to hold that midfield, and how are both of them going to do their job when they're trying to both do the same job. And again, you've got to look at the quality of Manuel Ugarte. Again, the quality in that player is absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe how brilliant Manuel Ugarte actually is. And I've been saying this ever since we signed him. And I'm so glad he's now playing for this football club, because he was being held back by Eric Ten Hag. I don't think Eric Ten Hag deeply wanted Manuel Ugarte. And what we're hearing today is, last summer, Eric Ten Hag wanted Ryan Gravenberch. And again, the board and the owners and Ineos weren't very convinced that Gravenberch was the type of player that Manchester United needed. And I think fair play to the board to turning that signing down. Obviously, it's still not really backing Eric Ten Hag, who's no longer our manager, but he's a distant memory now. He's not here. We have to move on. We are transitioning without him, and we do look better. And I think where Manuel Ugarte tonight has to be by an absolute mile. I know Casemiro's got 2 goals. I know Bruno Fernandes has scored twice. But the conductor and the orchestra and the leader in that midfield has to be Manuel Ugarte. He was phenomenal tonight. The way he was bossing that midfield and the way, he was being able to control that CDM role. He wasn't allowing anyone past him. He managed to put the right tackles in at the right time. He was managing to break up the Leicester City attacking play. He was managing to bring that ball further and further up the pitch with the way he was just making the game look so simple. Every time he finds a simple pass, he's able to make it look so easy. He's managing to keep that back four protected. He's managing to break up the opposition's attacking play. He's managing to bring the ball out from our own half and get the ball moving forward up the opposition half. We've not seen that type of midfield maestro in decades. Manuel Ugarte was a massive, massive sign of relief tonight. It was a massive, massive sign of, this is why we signed Manuel Ugarte. This is why Manchester United paid the money and brought him to Manchester United, because Manuel Ugarte was the midfielder that we have been missing. Manuel Ugarte was that missing piece of that midfield jigsaw that needed putting in place. And tonight, he did not put a foot wrong in that midfield. He controlled everything with so much perfection, so much dedication. he was managing to break up so much of the Leicester City attack. He was managing to prevent that Leicester City attack in front three, get at that Man United back four. He was managing to bring that ball out and ping a pass that looked impossible to make. And he plays it so simple. He doesn't try and find the long ball pass. He plays the short ball. He plays the most sensible pass. He doesn't try and make things look too complicated. He makes the game look so easy. And when you've got that quality of midfielder in your midfield maestro, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. And I think that is where Manuel Ugarte makes Manchester United click so much better. And he looked so well with Casemiro. And I think that really helped Casemiro because we saw Casemiro progress a bit more forward into the midfield position tonight, into the centre attack midfield position, because Manuel Ugarte was being able to help Casemiro's game by Ugarte to do his job, which helped Casemiro a lot more. And we've not seen that. We've not seen that midfield combination so far this season. Ten Hag's refused to use that combination. He's been referring to MAINOO and the Eriksen and the Fernandes combination. But tonight we saw a new midfield setup. We saw a new midfield beginning of what could actually work as a blessing in disguise for Manchester United. Because I never considered starting Casemiro, Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes in the same team. I never considered that would be an option for Ruud van Nistelrooy tonight, because I fully expected Eriksen somewhere tonight to be in that team. But whatever injury Eriksen's picked up, obviously we wish him all the best and we hope he's back from injury very soon. But he didn't look like he was a miss tonight. And again, you know, without Eriksen, don't we look a lot better? Did we look at that midfield tonight? Didn't we look a lot more solid? Didn't we look like more comfortable with the ball? Every time you got the ball to the midfielder, they were just pinging passes and it was making the ball. It was making our players. Every time Fernandes or Casemiro or Ugarte pinged a pass to Garnacho or Rashford, the passes were being made look so simple, and it was actually getting to the player for then Garnacho and then for Marcus Rashford to attack that Leicester City back four to manage to get inside the Leicester City penalty area, because the conductors in that midfield were just working so well in transition with each other. And again, for me, that was again down to Manuel Ugarte. I can't tell you how pleased I am to see a quality player make that midfield look so much more defensively solid. That player is special. I don't Manchester United realise how good Manuel Ugarte looks. And he managed to make that midfield job look so easy. And I'm so pleased now. And for me, he's getting my player of the match by an absolute mile. I know he didn't get on the score sheet. And it'll be nice to see Manuel Ugarte get his first Manchester United goal, because he is making this midfield job look so comfortable. And Erik ten Hag absolutely missed a trick. And I know Ten Hag was pissed that McTominay and Hannibal Mabry went, and he was holding that to Manchester United, that he was pissed off that both players were sold without his authority, and Erik ten Hag blew a fuse and threw his toys out the pram. But look at the upgrade. Look at the quality that Ugarte is bringing into that midfield when you don't have McTominay, when you don't have Hannibal Mabry at this football club anymore. Look how solid that midfield looks without Mason Mount. Look how solid that midfield looks without Eriksen. You know, I want Kobbie Mainoo back in that midfield. I think it will work a lot more when Kobbie Mainoo returns from injury. But again, I don't think we missed him tonight. And again, I want him back because he's, again, one of my favourite players. And I rate Kobbie Mainoo a lot. And I want him back in this team. But tonight, that midfield was absolutely bossing things. And again, it was just pure domination from Manchester United. More possession, more shots on the Leicester City goal. The only thing I'm really disappointed with tonight is the 2 goals and the way we conceded the 2 goals. I think that's the only negative I've got from tonight. That's the only bit of down I've got about it. It's the 2 goals we concede. And I want to be keeping clean sheets. I don't want to be conceding goals to this type of shit from Leicester City, because you want to keep them out. You want to keep the opposition out from scoring. You don't want to be conceding goals to the likes of this crap from the bloody Championship, who shouldn't even be in the Premier League. They're absolutely shocking. How Steve Cooper got that Leicester City job is absolutely bewildering. But how they scored those 2 goals, again, it's down to goalkeeping error and it's down to DIALLO. And again, the big problem in that team is, for me, in my view, which didn't really sum themselves in any glory, was the 2 goals. I'm really disappointed with Buendia being in goal. I don't get why Onana didn't play. Obviously, Buendia is the goalkeeper for the Cups. But again, that type of goalkeeping for the first goal is absolutely terrible. I mean, we concede the corner to Leicester. We concede a corner, and Leicester City get that ball into the box. They clear it out, and it goes straight out to the Leicester City player on the right-hand side of our box. And he's managed to put that cross in. But the weak punch and the weak grab from Buendia is absolutely terrible. I can't believe he didn't catch that. I can't believe he didn't manage to punch that away from our area. And I can't believe he didn't manage to get that ball away from our penalty area. I can't believe the way he conducted himself in goal tonight. It's such a weak clearance. It's such a weak punch at the ball. How he didn't get his hands on that and managed to grab that ball away from danger is absolutely unbelievable. And I don't rate this goalkeeper. I don't know why he started tonight. I'm still quite puzzled why Onana didn't play. And again, the goalkeeping's a big problem. And I do think we do need 2 new goalkeepers, because I just don't rate them, because we're conceding too many goals. And again, what annoys me, it's such a weak shot from the Leicester City player for the first goal. It goes in off both posts. And again, the dive from Buendia is weak. He's left way too much space on the left-hand side of his goal. And he leaves all that space for the Leicester City player to basically aim at the left-hand side of his goal to aim at. And you think to yourself, this either is going to go in, or when it hits that post, when it hit the post, I'm thinking, I'm hoping that ain't going to roll over the line. I'm really hoping that it's just going to ping off the post and go out. But it pings off in the inside of the post. It goes again off the other post and goes in over the line. And you think to yourself, we've done so well to get ourselves in a 2-0 lead here. But the stupid goal we've conceded there is terrible. And again, I don't think Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to be thinking, what the hell was that? Like, I would be questioning how the hell we've conceded that in the first place. It's poor goalkeeping. And again, I ain't blaming. I'm blaming the goalkeeper. I'm firmly in favour of blaming the goalkeeper for the first goal. You should be punching that away. You should be clearing that out of danger. You can't be going with a weak mentality punch or catch away from our goal. You need to be doing better in that situation to prevent that Leicester City goal. And the Leicester City shot from the Leicester City player is quite weak. There's not enough power on it. It's not really enough finesse on it. He's just managed to get it past the goalkeeper because it's gone in off both posts. So I'm really disappointed with the first goal we concede. But if you think the first goal we concede is terrible, the second goal is even worse. And I can't believe how this player keeps on getting the chance under any manager we've had at this football club. And for me, he has got worse under... I think he's got worse this season. I don't rate him. And you all know what I'm going to be on about. It's the defending from Diego Dalot again. It's the defending from Diego Dalot again. It is unbelievable. That guy is still at this football club. It's still unfair that we've got this guy making the same old mistakes. And again, it's either from a Leicester City free kick or it's from a Leicester City corner. They get the ball in the box. I think, was it a corner? Was it another Leicester City corner? I think it might have been. It's a quite poor corner from Leicester. I can't believe all the players we've got in our penalty area trying to defend that attack phase can't clear that away. Not one player is trying to get that ball again out of our penalty area. No one of us is trying to clear it away. And again, they get a lucky rebound and the ball bounces off Diego Dalot. And was it Connor Cody with the goal? Was it Connor Cody with basically a tap in? And Buendia just stands there thinking, I can't really stop that, because I don't think Buendia anticipated that Dalot was going to allow the ball to bounce off him and basically fall to Connor Cody for a tap in. I can't believe Dalot let that ball bounce off of him and then he just stood there and let that attack happen. Diego Dalot can't be doing that. Diego Dalot did not react in time quick enough for that second goal. You can't let the ball bounce off you that quickly. You've got to be anticipating that ball might bounce off you. You've got to clear this away. And unfortunately, because the ball has bounced off Dalot quite soft, it's fell to Connor Cody for a tap-in. But I can't then believe the goalkeepers then let that roll in. I can't believe he's just stood there like a statue, letting that in. You can't teach that. That's quite simple goalkeeping to make. That's quite a simple save to make. But unfortunately, it's down to DIALLO's defensive work again, which really infuriates me. It really is starting to irritate the shit out of me at the moment that DIALLO is getting the opportunities that he's getting for Manchester United. I don't get what other people see. I respect their views. I respect their opinions. But when you've got DIALLO doing this and making these same old mistakes, we're not getting a win here. We're not getting a break from the defender. We aren't really getting any chance of keeping a clean sheet when we've got the same old players making the same old mistakes, because we are dominating that game. We go 2-0 up and we concede a goal. We then go back in front by another 2 goals through, Leicester City give a pretty stupid free kick away outside their penalty area. Obviously, it was a corner from Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, the corner was pretty dire. It wasn't exactly brilliant. Obviously, then DIALLO, it's then fell back to Bruno Fernandes because the corner, they've been managed to clear that out from the Leicester City penalty area. And it's fell back to Bruno. And obviously, he's then pinged the ball to Garnacho, who's been left completely unmarked outside the Leicester City penalty area. And he's been brought down outside the penalty area, right on the edge of the D. And you've got 2 options. You've got Martinez and Bruno Fernandes over that free kick. And you're thinking, well, Bruno Fernandes hasn't exactly been brilliant this season. He's not exactly been the best standout player for Man United as he so far. He's not exactly been the Bruno that we all expected. And luckily enough, Bruno Fernandes' free kick has gone in. But obviously, it's taken a massive, massive deflection off. Was it James Justin that the ball went in off for the deflection for the free kick, which made it then 3-1? And you think to yourself, surely we've won this game. Surely we've got this game wrapped up. We're 3-1 up. Let's try and build on this and score a few more to get this game done before half time. So we go 3-1 up. You think we've won this game. There's no way back for Leicester City. What then happens from then? Again, it comes from another set piece. It comes from another Manchester United corner. The 4th goal for Manchester United, again, is absolutely poor Leicester City defending. I mean, Leicester tonight were absolutely at 6s and 7s. I've never seen Leicester City play that bad. That tonight was shocking defensively. And I think that is on Steve Cooper, because the Manchester United corner, Casemiro gets to the ball. He heads it off the post on the goalkeeper's left. Was it because Ward was in goal? With Danny Ward in goal tonight for Leicester. It heads off his left-hand post. And then it falls down in a right-hand. Was it the right-hand post? Or was it the left-hand post? It was the right-hand post, wasn't it? It was the right-hand post that Casemiro hits the post from the Man United corner. And obviously, the ball has then rebounded basically for another tap-in, and Casemiro slams it in, top corner, top bins again, to make it 4-2. And you think to yourself, we've been quite brilliant from corners. But again, it's down to Leicester City's defending. I can't believe the way they conducted themselves defensively. They were just letting Manchester United attack them. It was like watching a great white shark chasing someone out at sea, and it's you trying to swim away from the shark. And you basically know 1 or 2 options. A, the shark's going to get you and he's going to eat you. Or B, you're going to miraculously get away from the shark and get to shore before the shark gets his bait. And again, I think that was the story of Leicester City's night. It was just let Man United attack us. Because I don't think that those 9 changes benefited Leicester at all. I think Steve Cooper massively got that wrong for Leicester. And I think that was the price that he paid for tonight's changes. You make that many changes, you are going to get absolutely crucified. That Leicester City defending is inexcusable. You can't teach that. You need to make the game a lot more simple for 9 changes to be made. I don't get that Leicester City lineup. Basically, your best players are on the bench. No Jamie Vardy, no Mavididi, no Pereira. I can't believe how strong Leicester City's bench was. I was expecting Leicester to go stronger than that. But the 4th goal is horrific. Like, you can't teach your players not to just let Casemiro hit the post and then it rebounds from him 2 yards out for another top bins tap in to make it 4-1. No one expected that tap-in to happen. I think the Leicester City players were anticipating that's going to hit the post. Let's clear it away. Not one Leicester City player, not one of them, luckily for us, anticipated that Casemiro was going to get to that rebound very quickly and put it in for another tap-in. I thought Leicester City attitude from their players was disgusting. It looked like those Leicester City players did not know what they're doing. And again, that is down to the tactics and the tactical approach from Steve Cooper. You teach that and you do that type of setup for your team, you're going to get found out. You're going to get, you are going to get crucified by the defense. You are going to concede too many goals. And again, we're 4-1 up. The game's won. It's a great start for Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't want to be conceding any more goals. And again, the Leicester City second goal, like we've talked about, is poor goalkeeping from Van Dier again. And it's poor defending from, guess who, DIALLO again. So, I thought 4-2 at half time. We've got this game won. We've got the result. It's a perfect start. It's just disappointing the way the 2 goals have come about from our defending again. And again, I don't think Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to be happy with that. I think, there would have been words at halftime thinking, we've conceded 2 poor goals here. Let's make sure that we don't let them get back with a third, because I think if they make it 4-3, we are in big trouble throwing this away. And it could have got embarrassing. And I think what happened at half-time, we didn't come out the starting blocks at half-time. I thought for the first 15 minutes, I thought we were really, really poor. I thought Leicester City were miles the better team. It looked like Man United's energy went out at half-time. It looked like we wanted to get that job done at half-time and get in at half-time comprehensively in front. And I think maybe that got to the players a little bit. Maybe that, again, was down to the mentality, thinking, well, we're 4-2 up here. We don't really need to go at guns blazing again in the second half. But I would have still wanted to have scored many more goals in that second half, because I think there could have been another 4 or 5 goals in that second half if Man United would have taken it a bit more seriously. I just think we took off the gas for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and I thought Leicester were the better team. They created more of the better chances, more of the better opportunities. They got down our right-hand side of the pitch a bit better than what we did. And again, we've got no one covering the left-back position because DIALLO is nowhere to be seen. You've got him and Lindelof integrating between the left-back and the right-back, and again, that didn't really work. And again, it didn't really help where we put everybody tonight. I think the back four was all over the place. I don't think De Ligt looked that comfortable with Lindelof. I don't think DIALLO looked very comfortable at right back. And I didn't think, in my view, I don't think Lisandro Martinez looked very comfortable at left back. I thought that back four were pretty poor defensively for letting these 2 goals happen. And again, you're expecting your back four to do the job, but I think, in the end, that the job was done really inside the first half. I thought Leicester City's morale went. I think as soon as the first goal went in, I thought Leicester City went. I didn't see no response. I didn't see no reaction. I thought Leicester City were pretty shocked that Man United have come out like this after Erik ten Hag's gone. No one expected this tonight, I don't think. I think a lot of Man United fans are going to be shocked and quite surprised with the way we performed. No one expected that intensity. No one expected that quality. No one expected Man United to play like that, in my view. Even myself, as a Man United fan, I was nervous tonight. And again, a lot of people are saying, why are you nervous? You're playing Leicester City. You're going to win. But again, I think it's a new manager bounce, because these players are going to want to prove a point. They're going to show that they weren't the ones to blame. It was the manager. Look like Erik ten Hag was the villain. He was holding us back. And maybe he was. Maybe Erik ten Hag was doomed to fail with what we've been hearing, all the statements and all the quotes we've been hearing from the United dressing room, that ten Hag got it so badly wrong. And ten Hag was the main culprit and the main problem inside that United dressing room, and the way he conducted and handled his approaches on and off the pitch, as well as in training and as well as in our matches, and as well as his handling of certain players' attitudes on and off the pitch as well. Maybe he was destined to fail. Maybe ten Hag was going to go. Again, he didn't last till Christmas, did he? I mean, he went on Monday afternoon, which is the earliest manager we've ever sacked in our history. Which, that's quite shocking that Erik ten Hag's, this is the earliest sacking we've made in history before Christmas, because I think was on Ron Atkinson took over after Matt Busby, that it all went completely tits up and he went at Christmas, but Ten Hag went in October. So again, history, hasn't worked on Ten Hag's side, and I'm pleased with how we performed. It was love the intensity. I love the attacking approach. I love the way we conducted in our balance of the midfield. Again, the attack is still lackluster. I think, again, I don't think Marcus Rashford really had a good game. I feel sorry for the right wing. I really, really feel that right wing needs massive, massive improvement. Again, I don't understand. Again, I'm a little bit frustrated, but I'm not really surprised. And I think this player might be going. I'm starting to fear the worst for Amad Diallo, because I thought he was brilliant when he came on in that second half. He nearly scored an absolute beautiful bicycle kick, which went inches wide of the post. And if that would have gone in, I think that would have been the catalyst of Amad Diallo has got to be starting more games for Manchester United, because I just don't think putting Garnacho on the right wing, putting Rashford on the right wing is ever going to work. And again tonight, I didn't see a lot from Rashford. I didn't see any improvement. I didn't see a new player. I didn't see a new manager bounce under him. I thought he was quite lazy. He looked lethargic. I thought there was a lack of ideas. I think there was a lack of creativity. I think he had one decent run inside the Leicester City penalty area. Was it in the first half to get the corner? Was it the corner for the third goal, which led to the free kick from Bruno, which went in? I can't actually remember, but I think it was the only decent attacking approach that I saw from Marcus Rashford whole game. I didn't see a lot apart from that. I didn't see a lot. And it really did disappoint me, because, again, it does show that right wing does actually need improving quite a lot. And I would have started Amad tonight. I think Amad is really, really unlucky. And we need to create a petition called Free Amad Diallo, because I don't understand why he's not starting on the right wing, because that is where I want him to start, because that right wing is lacking ideas. It's lacking quality. It's lacking an idea of what we do when we've got two right-footed wingers in the same team being put on the left and on the right, and neither works. And again, it clearly shows that right wing is a big problem, and we are going to have to sort that, because I think when Rashford got dragged off, I don't know what minute Rashford came off on in that silent second half. I thought that was the correct decision from Ruud. I thought that was the correct decision to bring Rashford off Ramad, because that didn't work. That didn't work from the attacking approach, because Garnacho is our main goal scoring winger. I think it's 6 goals and is it 15 assists this season for Manchester United? Or is it 6 goals and 15 appearances? I rate Garnacho way over Marcus Rashford. I think Garnacho is the wing we need to build this team around. But again, what frustrates me is we've still got a striker who can't score goals. And I'm not blaming Joshua Zirkzee. I think a lot of people are starting to read the room that this Joshua Zirkzee signing hasn't really worked, is it? This Joshua Zirkzee signing has been a disaster. It's an expensive paperweight that we paid a lot of money for. And I know a lot of people saying he's only 23. He's still young. He's got to develop. But again, tonight, he looks really out of sorts. He looks really out of place. I mean, we've played 9 Premier League games, 2 Carabao Cups, a Community Shield. No, 9 Premier League games. Community Shield, so that's 10. 2 Carabao Cup games and 3 Europa League games. 1 goal in 15. That says it all. I felt for him. I could tell that he just looks out of place in his team. It doesn't look like it's going to click. It doesn't look like this is going to work. It just looks like a player who's out of ideas, who looks completely disjointed from the other players. And I think you could see the frustration. He really, really wanted to get on that score sheet tonight. He really wanted to put the ball in the back of the net. And it wasn't going to happen. I think no matter what he did and no matter what he tried, he just doesn't look comfortable at this football club. And again, I think it's probably down to the pressure and the intensity. I think it's taken Joshua Zirkzee a bit by surprise that, the difference from Serie A and the Premier League is night and day. And I feel sorry for him, because I wanted it to work out. I thought it'd be a sensible signing, but whoever signed this off, I think has got a lot of egg left on their face, because we need another striker. And we need one pretty quickly if this carries on, because if the goals are just going to come from the midfield and the wing, we are in big trouble. That's all I can say. We aren't scoring enough goals from the strikers that we've got at this club. And again, I think that's down to maybe a lack of service to our strikers, maybe not getting them the ball enough, maybe, or the strikers not making the runs at the right time in the opposition penalty area, or they just can't adapt. And you will get those players who just do not look comfortable at a football club. You will see that by the body language and the vibe and the charisma and the facial expressions. You will see what the type of player will bring to the club or what it won't bring. And I think Xerxes struggled. I think he struggled all game to get into it. I just didn't see a player that looked hungry tonight. I saw a player out of confidence. I saw a player out of ideas. I saw a player that looks completely lost of what to do, how to get himself on the score sheet. I think, coming to Manchester United from Bologna, it's a big step, and a big step that's probably been taken a little bit too early. I mean, he's only 23. I'm not going to say his United career's over, but one goal in 15, mate. Like, what are you offering this team? What's the big plan? What's going to be the ideal solution to turn Joshua Xerxes' form around? I just don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know how he's going to change. I don't know how he's going to improve. But sooner or later, I think Joshua Xerxes might start clicking. But I think he looked out of sorts tonight. He didn't look ready to play. And again, I think it didn't really help. But from the weekend, I think the damage has already been done for me. I think Xerxes might not turn this around. But again, I'm not going to say his career's over. But it's looking like a telltale sign of this is a player who is desperately in search for help. There's a player who is trying his best. There's a player that is in there that's trying to get out. And there's a player that is basically trying to do his best with what he can do. But again, I think that tonight. But I think, we deserve the win. We deserve the result. We deserve to be in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. To the quarterfinal. Sorry, this was the fourth round. I mean, we're not in the fourth round yet. I thought that was tonight. But yeah, like we were the better team. We were the better opposition. We outplayed Leicester. I just can't believe how bad Leicester were. If I was a Leicester City fan or a supporter, I would be demanding your money back, and I would be demanding a return from your travel, because that tonight was shocking from your set of players. I can't believe how bad you were. But I think Leicester have got bigger fish to fry. I think they want to stay surviving the Prem, and I think Steve Cooper possibly did it deliberately, that we don't really need the Carabao Cup. We've got the league to focus on. Let's focus on that. That ain't a good manager. That is a manager who is trying to get the best out of what he can get. But again, when you lose quality like Maresca and a manager and a quality player like Dewsbury Hall, where is that Leicester City team tonight? Because it certainly ain't with Jordan Ayew. It certainly ain't with James Justin, and it certainly ain't with Danny Ward in goal. That ain't Leicester City. That was terrible set up tonight. Leicester were there for the take, and then Man United pounced on them. I'm pleased with everybody, really, because it's been such an up and down few days. It's been quite an up and down week. Since Sunday, it's been like this. It's been like that. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's been like that because we've had so much coming in and out of the football club. And it's nice to end quite a bitter, negative and up and down week with a great win. We deserve that win tonight. To put another 5 goals past Leicester and to score another 5 in the Carabao Cup, I mean, that's 12 goals in 2 Carabao Cup games. So we are currently the top goal scorers in the Carabao Cup, and that will be pleasing to know that we are putting the ball in the back of the net. I'm just frustrated that we've played that well. But again, I think it's down to new manager bounce. Erik ten Hag's gone. Ruud's here. Let's get all on board of his ideas. Let's get on board of him. Let's make sure that we start playing well for the first few games. But when it starts going tough, we'll then turn it on him. We'll start blaming him. It's all his fault. And again, it does look like now that Ruud van Nistelrooy is here till the 10th of November, which is a bit frustrating, a little bit annoying, because I wanted Ruben Amorim in sooner rather than later. But I still think we'll try and do that. But it's a bit annoying. But what we're in tonight, especially from Ben Jacobs on X, is that it looks like it's till the international break with Ruud, which is, a little bit worrying. Because I think we've got Chelsea, PAOK. I don't know if we play before the international break. I don't know if we play again. Yeah, we've got Leicester City at home on the 10th of November, which is Remembrance Sunday. So we've got him for the next 3 games, basically. Chelsea, PAOK and Leicester, which is all home games, which is a good thing. But yeah, I think the main focus was tonight was to win that game, get through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. We're in the last 8. Player of the match goes to Manuel Ugarte for his midfield maestro performance tonight. Well done for Casemiro for his 2 goals, especially for the first one. Well done for Bruno for finding 2 goals at last. Well done for Garnacho keeping up his form in the belief and the trust that I think the managers are believed in. Garnacho is the left winger we need. I think commiserations to the Leicester City fans and supporters. I do feel for you. I feel Steve Cooper has really messed up tonight. That is on him for the Leicester City performance. That making 9 changes, that is what it does to you. That was disgusting from Steve Cooper to set you up like that to fail. But again, your focus is on staying in the Prem, basically like us, because we're fighting relegation, aren't we? So we're kind of in the same boat. But Manchester United 5, Leicester City 2. Manchester United are safely through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So I hope you enjoyed this live reaction. Please hit the like button and the share button. Please keep subscribing to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. And to always remember, you put that notification bell on at all times, you will receive all this dedicated and brand new content we have got exclusively planned for these last 2 months coming in 2024, this year in November and in December. You put that bell on, you will see all this content. Share the video and hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button as well. And then please join me for the look ahead, which will possibly be Friday afternoon or Friday evening, as we look ahead to the big crunch game for Manchester United at Old Trafford on Sunday evening, where we play Chelsea, who are in absolute fine form at the moment, down to a world-class player in Cole Palmer, who is going to be possibly our biggest threat on Sunday. So join me for that look ahead, either Friday afternoon or Friday evening for Man United versus Chelsea. Enjoy us Wednesday evening. Enjoy us your week. Stay safe. Be nice and be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. And I'll see you all on the next one.